Hey, welcome to the Weekly Wave. Today we're diving into a topic that doesn't always get the respect it deserves. Minimum wage jobs. That's right, the jobs people love to hate but actually run the world. Now, before you click away thinking, I don't have time for this minimum wage nonsense in my life, trust me, you do. Whether you've worked one, know someone who has, or simply enjoy getting your coffee handed to you in under 3 minutes, these jobs affect everyone. And today we're going to talk about why they matter, what they teach us, and how they can be stepping stones for greater success. So grab your overpriced latte, yes, the one that the minimum wage worker made for you, and let's discuss. All right, first things first. Minimum wage jobs are the backbone of our daily lives. Think about it. Who's making your morning coffee? Who's ringing up your groceries? Who's making sure that your online orders arrive at your doorstep? It's not some magical fairy like the Tooth Fairy. It's hardworking people in essential roles in society. Imagine waking up tomorrow and every barista, cashier, janitor, and delivery driver just vanished. Poof, pixie dust. You'd be standing in front of a locked up store, debating if you really have the patience to grow your own food. And here's a spoiler alert, you don't. None of us do. These jobs keep society functioning, and yet they're often overlooked. So let's start giving credit where credit is due. If you've ever worked a minimum wage job, I see you. And as Kevin Durant would say, you the real MVP. So minimum wage jobs actually teach us valuable life skills. Because people love to say, oh, it's just a fast food job, or oh, it's just retail. But let me tell you something. Some of the best skills you'll ever learn come from these jobs. First is time management. You learn how to clock in on time or suffer the wrath of your depressed manager. 2 is customer service, aka dealing with people at their literal worst. If you can stay polite when someone's screaming at you about expired coupons, you can handle any corporate meeting ever, I'm telling you now. And 3rd is teamwork. Because when the lunch rush hits and you're drowning in orders, you'll really learn to work together, because if you don't, it just won't work out and won't be a good time. 4th is problem solving, like figuring out how to clean up a shattered ketchup bottle in 0.2 seconds before your depressed manager named Steve walks by. And don't even get me started on patience. If you've ever worked in any retail store during the holidays, congratulations. You probably can negotiate world peace. I'm confident of it. Let's be real. Minimum wage jobs are tough. You're on your feet all day. You're dealing with stressed out customers, working odd hours, and sometimes the pay doesn't feel like it reflects your effort. But you know what? That struggle builds resilience. Everyone wants success, but few people want the struggle that kind of comes before it. Minimum wage jobs teach you that grit. They show you what hard work really looks like, and that's a lesson that will carry you through life, whether you stay in that job or move on to something else. If you've ever worked one of these jobs, you know what it's like to hustle. And that hustle mentality, it kind of stays with you. That's why so many successful entrepreneurs, CEOs, and management professionals say they started in minimum wage positions. They learned how to grind, and they carried that with them. Now, minimum wage jobs aren't just jobs. If used correctly, they can be launch pads. You meet people, you gain experience, and you develop a strong work ethic. And if you play your cards right, you can use these jobs as stepping stones to something bigger. That barista job at your local coffee shop, maybe it helps you develop networking skills and land you a role in some sort of management. That cashier job that you work at your local corner store or deli, maybe it teaches you financial responsibility and gets you interested in business. That crappy overnight warehouse job, maybe it funds your education and sets you up for a new career. There are countless stories of people who say they started at the bottom and worked their way up. Minimum wage jobs are not just dead ends, they're training grounds, honestly. Also be on the lookout for a lot of minimum wage jobs that actually have benefits attached to them. I know it's crazy to think about, but I know a lot of chain restaurants like Chipotle or even shipping carriers like UPS and Amazon will actually pay for your college tuition. They also have 401ks attached and healthcare plans and a bunch of stuff in the US. So honestly, minimum wage jobs can be a good way to go if you just need some supplement income while you're going to school. Another thing to add to that, there's a lot of promotion potential in minimum wage jobs. You can start out as a dishwasher at a local restaurant and eventually rise through the ranks and become a store manager one day. There is a lot of mobility. So, here's the takeaway. If you're working a minimum wage job right now, just own it. Take pride in it. Work hard, learn everything you can, and use it as a stepping stone. You never know where it might lead you. And if you're someone who looks down on these jobs, just remember, you'll probably rely on minimum wage workers every single day of your life. Show them some respect. Maybe even say thank you next time when they do a solid. Now, I want to hear from you guys. Tell me about some of your minimum wage job experiences in the comments. And remember, there is dignity in every honest job. And the lessons you learn from minimum wage work, they're worth way more than a paycheck. Thank you so much for listening.